see our young offenders perform some of Shakespeare's greatest plays. The prisoners have requested that all mobile phones are turned off. The prisoners may try and interact with you, but please always remember that they are prisoners and are detained for very good reasons. Enjoy the plan.
The women in here want safety, but half of them call up their guy and go, "I still love you, babe, do you promise to change?" Then he comes round to blacken her eye. It pisses me off. I want to grab him and shout, "Shut up! Don't be so dim!" But who am I to them? Man, I just clean and wash up. I'm thinking of doing the training, so I can say what I like. Blokes are all pricks who like swinging their dicks. Better off being a dyke. Yeah. So blokes ain't found any good thing. Man, I hate blokes. They're like God's stupid joke. A dumb one that ain't even funny. A decision's been made. Consensus. One to keep us all safe. Us girls together. Whatever. Ain't no trouble been round our way lately. No blokes hanging around in the halls. Keeping the peace. No need for police, cause Vic's watching over us all.
Remembrance for us. 12 years since Thy father was Duke of Milan and a Prince of Power. My brother, Antonio, I loved, and to him put the manage of my state. The liberal arts being all my study, the government I cast upon him. And to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, having both the key of officer and office, set all the hearts of the state to what tune pleased his ear. In my false brother awaiting evil nature, he being thus lauded, did believe he was indeed the Duke. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom enough. The King of Naples, an enemy, to me inveterate, hearkened my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan on my brother. Whereupon a treacherous army levied. One midnight did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness, the ministers of the purpose hurried thence, me and thy crying self, hurried us aboard a bark, bore us from leagues to sea, where they prepared for us a rotten carcass of a boat. Not tackled, rigged, sail nor mast, there they hoist us, to cry to the sea that brought to us. Some food we had, and some fresh water, that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo out of his charity did give us. The rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have exceeded much. So, of his gentleness, knowing I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library volumes I prize above my dukedom. Here, in this island, we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princes can, that have time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for 'tis still beating my mind your reason for raising this sea storm.
By accident, most strange, bountiful fortune, mine enemy, brought to this shore. And by my prescience, I find my zenith doth depend upon the most spacious star, whose influence now I caught not but emit. My fortunes will ever after drip. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. Come away, my servants. I'm ready now. Approach, my Ariel. Come. Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article we boarded the kingship.
Now in the peak, now in the waste.
The dead in every cabin reflame amazement. Sometimes we burn in many places.
On the topmast,
The yard and bow bridge.
During fire,
and Praxis stopped restoring.
the most mighty Neptune seemed to deceive.
Amidst fall, the waves tremble.
Yea, the drenched riding shook.
All but Mariners plunged into the foaming brine.
With the vessels, men, all of my me, the king's son Ferdinand, terror staring to the first man that leaps, cries, head is empty and all the devils are here.
What are they saying?
Not to him perish, and as no majesty, in truth I pray. The king's son have I landed safely in harbour and the king's ship. The mariners fall on the hatches stood, to whom with the charms of their southern labour, I have left asleep.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised me, which is not yet before me. My liberty, I have done you worthy service. Thou hast promised to pay me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee? Dost thou forget the foul witch Sycorax, this damned witch who for sorcery terrible from Argia was banished? This blue-eyed hag was never brought with child when there was left. Thou was then her servant, and for thou was a spirit too delicate to act her abhorred commands. She confined thee into a cloven pine, within which in prison thou didst remain a dozen years, within which space she died and left thee and after 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to each eyeball else. Go take the shape of hid comeliness. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake. Strange and simple story, but heaviness in you. Shake it off. Come on. And visit Caliban. My slave can never yield us kind answer, but he does make our fire, fetching our wood and serves as officers that profit us. What ho, slave Caliban?
There is wood enough within.
Come forth, I say. There's other business for thee. Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked down. Come forth.
As wicked you as are my mother, with ravens feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both, a southwest blow on you and blister you all
For
over.
this, be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up, urchins shall for that vast of night that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees at maiden.
I must eat my dinner. For this island is mine, which thou takest from me when thou camest first. Then thou strokest me, and madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of this isle, the fresh springs, the bride pits, the barren place, and the fertile. Cursed be I did that so. All the charms of sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And here you stymie in this hard rock, whilst you do keep me from the rest of the island.
Thou hast lied, slave! Who strikes may move, not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, to human care, lodged in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honour of my child.
What had been done thou didst prevented me. I had peopled out this isle with Caliban.
Parent slave, which any prince of goodness will not take, be capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. When thou didst not savage, know no meaning, but would gather like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had in it which good natures could not abide to be with,
action. Over the sweet hair fence, so I followed it. Or it half torn me, rather. But it's gone. This ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no more business, nor no sound that the earth owes.
This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck. And by something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine. And nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit finds spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
O sure the goddess, on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer. May know if you remain upon this island with some good instruction give. How I may bear me here, my prime request, which I do not pronounce, is, I would want if you be maid of them.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language! Heavens, I'm the best that does speak speech, where but where 'tis spoken.
How? The best? What wert thou the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now to hear thee speak in Naples. He does hear me, and that he does. I weep, myself in Naples, who with my eyes never since that ebb beheld the king my father wrecked, all his lords, and the Duke of Milan, and his brave son being twain.
This is the third man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sighed for.
Oh, if your affections not come forth, I'll make you the queen.
At the first sight they have changed eyes. Delicate Henry will set thee free for this. They are both in Eva's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more. Thou hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me.
No.
The nod on it.
As I am a man!
There's nothing ill that can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirits have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Speak not you for him, he's a traitor. Come, and manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shall thou drink. Thy food shall be the first foot muscles, withered roots and husks for a nape and cradle. Follow.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
Hence, hang not on my garments.
Sir, have pity! I'll be his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinkst there are no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban, foolish wench.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
My spirit is in a dream are all bound up. My father's lost, a weakness which I feel wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats, to whom I'm subdued, but a light to me, might but through my prison once a day. Behold this maid, all corners else, oh the earth, let liberty make us a space enough, have I in such a prison.
Be of comfort. My father's of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwanted which now came from him.
Ariel, thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command. Beseech you, sir, be merry, for you have cause, so have we all of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. For the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
This island needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance. The air breathes upon us most sweetly.
As if he had limes and rotten ones, or as if it were perfumed by a fair.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
That there is none or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks.
The ground indeed is tawny, with a lion brilliant.
But the rarity of it is that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, but rather new dyed and stained with salt water.
I think we will carry this island home in his pockets and give it to his son for an answer.
not, sir, my doublet's fresh as the first day I wore it. I mean, when I wrote at your daughter's marriage at Tunis.
You cram these words into my ears, against the stomach of my sense. Would I have never married my daughter there? For coming thence, my son is lost, and in my rear she too, who is far from it to remove. I never again shall see her.
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surge under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose empathy he flung aside, and wrestled the surge more swollen that met him. His bold head about the contentious waves that he kept, and owed himself with good arms and lusty strokes to the shore, that over his wave-worn bases bowed, stooping to reveal him. I not doubt he came alive to lend.
No, he's gone!
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety. What a strange drowsiness possesses them. It's the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not an island sink? I find myself not disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
It's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Claribel.
She that is Queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life. She that from Naples can have no note.
'Tis true. My brother's daughter, Queen of Tunis. Should I of Naples, Twixt regions, there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Claribel measure us back to Naples, keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake? There be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Oh, that you bore the moment I do. What to sleep with this for your advancement? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do. I remember this of blunted brother Prospero.
And look how well my garments sit upon me, much feeter than before.
But for your conscience?
I feel not this deity in my bosom. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon, whom I, with this obedient steel, will lay him to bed forever.
Thy case, dear friend, should be my precedent. As thou goest Manila come by Naples, draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Our master, through his art, foresees the danger.
That you, his friends, are in, and sends us forth, for else his project dies.
To keep them living, while you hear these soaring lies.
Alternate conspiracy, this time doth take. If of life you keep care, shake your slumber and beware.
Awake, awake!
But let us be sudden.
Why? How now awake? Why ye drawn? And wherefore this ghastly looking?
Whilst we stood here securing your response,
Even now,
we heard a burst of bellowing like bulls.
or rather lions.
Did not wake you, struck mine ears most stubbornly.
I heard nothing. Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honour, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's very. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from danger. He is sure in the island.
Lead away!
Sometime I am all the wound with
it did before. I know not where to hide my head. What have we here? Man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish! He smells like a fish. A smelly fish at that. Legged like a man. Thin like arms warm of my trough. I now let loose my opinion. This is not a fish but an islander who have lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm. My only way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaintances a man with strange bedfellows. I shall wait here till the dregs of storm be past.
I shall no more to see, to see. Here I shall die sure.
Do not torment me!
Have we devils here? I have not escaped drowning. To be afraid now of your. This is some monster who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Why the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, then he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on needs never.
Do not torment me, prithee! I'll bring my hood home faster!
Oh, it's not all half the wisest. He shall taste the wine bottle. If ever drunk wine or foil will go near to remove his fit.
Thou wilt hurt me anon. I know it by thy trembling. And now prosper works upon thee.
Oh, probably. Good language to you, cats. Open your mouth, this will shake your shaking.
I should know that. It should be. But he's drowned and he's a devil's. Oh, Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me. For I am thy good friend, Trincolo. Be not afeard, for I am thy good friend, Trincolo!
Thou please, Trincolo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any of you are Trincolo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trincolo's
Stefano! Stefano, storm overblown, not Stefano, to Napoleon's head!
Oh, briefly, not tell me about. My stomach is not constant. I escaped upon a bus sack, then is heaved overboard. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. Swear how thou escapest, how camest thou hither?
I swam ashore. Like the duck. And swim. Like the duck.
Oh!
I'll be sworn.
These be fine things. And if they be not sprites, that's a brave god. And bears celestial liquor. I'll kneel to him.
How now, mooncup? How does thine ague?
I'll show thee every fair told into the isle. I'll kiss thy foot. I prithee be my god.
Come on then, now and swear.
A most hideous and drunken monster. I shall laugh myself to death for this puppy-headed monster.
I'll show you the best strength. I'll pluck thee very the plague upon the tyrant I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks but serve thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prove it. Lead the way. Without any more, choking. The king, and all our company else being drowned, we would inherit here.
Ban, ban, cannon, ban. As a new master, kick the new man. Freedom, highway, freedom, highway, freedom.
This might be hard. As odious She is 10 times more gentle than her father crabbed. I must remove some thousands of his logs. And pile them upon a salt junction. But these sweet thoughts do ever refresh my labours. Most busiest when I do it. Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. Pray set it down and rest you. My dearest mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do. If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray give me that. I'll carry them to the pile. You look weary.
Poor worm, thou art infected.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me. When you are by at night, I do beseech you chiefly, what I might set in my praise. What is your name?
Miranda.
Admire Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, dearest to the world, you, oh you, are so perfect and so peerless, a priest of every creature's verse. I have not seen more that I make for man than you. And my dear father. But by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. But I practice something too wildly, and my father's precepts I there and do forget. I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. The very instant I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There are sides to make me slave to it, and for your sake I am this patient one. Do you love me? I, beyond all limits of what else in the world do love, prize, honour you.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections.
I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no. And I, thus humble ever, here's my hand, and mine, with my heart in it. And now farewell to half an hour hence, 1,000, 1,000!
Servant monster! Duty!
Servant monster! Oh, body of this island! They say there are but 5 upon this isle, and we are 3 of them. If the other 2 be trained like us, the state totters.
Move off!
Take one to my heart, now this is the good
How's thy honour? Let me knit thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant.
How much lies ignorant monster? I in case, a justio constable. Why, demolished fish, thou!
Oh, how he mocks me, my lord.
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Drink low! You prove him to near the next drink! The poor monster is my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity! I thank my noble lord. And now, will thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee? Marry will I kneel and repeat it, I will stand, so shall Trinklon. Why, as I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island. What? Thou liest, thou jesting monkey. I would my valiant master would destroy thee, I do not lie. Trinklon, you trouble him any more in his tale, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing.
Mugden, no more. Lucy. As I told you before, I said, by sorcery he got this isle. From me he got that isle. Thy greatness will revenge it on him. Thou shalt be lord on it, and I'll serve thee.
Thou liest.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party? Why, as I told you before, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There, thou mayst bring him, having first seized his books. or with a log batter his skull, or paunch him with a stake, or cut his weasand with thy knife. Remember first to possess his books. Burn but his books. The beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her nonpareil. I never saw a woman but only Sycorax my dam, and she far surpasseth Sycorax, and dost great least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I shall be king and queen, save our graces. And Trinculo, myself shall be vice right. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand.
No.
I'm sorry I beat thee. While thou livest, a good tongue in your head.
Within this half an hour he will be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on my honour. This will I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. Let us be jocund. Will you try with the cat you taught to me, but while there?
At thy request, monster, I will do reason, any reason. Come on, Trinculo.
Let us sing.
Flout and a scout and a scout. Flout and fort is tree.
That is not the tune.
I got it. Flout and a scout and a scout. Flout and fort is flout and a scout and a scout and a flout.
What is this saying?
This is the tune of my can sang by the voice of no one!
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy life. No, monster, not I.
Be not afraid. For this isle is full of strange noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight, but hurt not. Sometime 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometime voices, that if I'd waked after a long sleep, will make me sleep again. Then in dreaming, the clouds, methought, would open up and show riches ready to drop upon me, that when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This prove a brave kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
Yeah, that shall be by and by. Remember the story.
The tune is going away now. Should we follow it and ask it to do our work?
Leave, monster, will follow. I would like to see this paper where he lays it on. Flouterman, Scoutum, Fortune.
Scoutum, Flouterman, Scoutum, Fortune, free!
My whole bones ache. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
Oh Lord, I cannot blame thee, who myself attached with the wearers. Even here, I'll put off the hope. He's drowned, soon thus be straight to find.
I'm right glad that they are so out of hope. Do not for one repulse forgo the purpose that you resolved to effect.
The next advantage and check it thoroughly.
Better for tonight. We will not use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
What harmony is this? My good friends, hark!
Marvellous sweet music.
Give us kind keepers. Heavens, what were these?
A living brotherly. Now I will believe that there are truly close. Now your ravens is one tree. They start 1 minute at this hour.
amongst men, being the most unfit to live.
We have made you mad.
With such like valor,
Men hanging round their proper selves.
You fools! I, my fellows ministers of fate.
the elements of whom your swords are tempered.
May as well wound the loud wind or be mocked at stand.
Kill the still posing waters as diminish one dower that's in my plume.
My fellow ministers alike. Invulnerable. If you can hurt, your swords are now too massive for your strength.
And will not be uplifted.
But remember, you free of Milan.
Did supplant the Prospero.
Exposed unto the sea,
Which had outwitted
him and his innocent child.
For which thou deemed.
The powers delaying, not forgetting.
Incensed unto the seas and shores.
Yea, of all the creatures against your peace. He of thy son Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by us lingering prohibition. Worse than any death that can be at once, shall step by step attend you in your graves!
Bravely, the figure of his harpy and staff performed my area wit, my high charmed work, and these, mine enemies, are all knit up in their distractions. They are now in my power, and in these fits I lead them, whilst I visit young Ferdinand, who may suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved darling. In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous! Methought the billow spoke of it, and the winds did sing to me. The thunder, that deep, dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prospero. It did base my trespass. Therefore, my son Idus is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than a plummet sounded. With him there lied mudded.
One thing at a time. And fight the legions. I'll be thy second.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of mine own life. All thy vexations but trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, afore heaven, I ratify this. My rich gift, worthy of her, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin knot, before all sanctimonious ceremonies may with full and holy right be ministered, no sweetest virgin shall the heavens set forth to make this contract grow. But barren hate, sour eye disdain and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed with weeds so lovely that you shall hate it both. Therefore, take heed, time as lamp shall light you. which it inherits shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on. Now a little life is rounded with a sleep. I'm vexed, bear not with my weakness. My old brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
This is strange, a father in some passion that works him strongly. Never till this day saw I am so touched with anger, so distempered.
fly him when he comes back. You, demi-puppets, that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make of you not light. And you, whose pastime is to make the midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault, set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and lifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong base promontory have I made shaken by the spurs plucked up of pine and cedar. Graves, at my command, have waked their sleepers, oaks, and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I hear of Joe. And when I have acquired some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is born, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book.
A solemn air, and the best comforter, to an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains, now useless, boil within thy skull. There stand, pure spell-stopped.
Holy Gonzalo, honourable man,
Prosperous eyes even sociable to the show of thine.
Fall feathery drops,
The charm rolls apace,
And
as the morning steals upon the night,
melting the darkness.
so the rising senses begin to chase their ignorant fumes.
That mantles their clearer reason.
O good Gonzalo, Prospero's true preserver,
A loyal certain me followest.
He'll pay thy
Thy
graces
graces
home,
home, both in word and deed.
most cruelly didst thou, Alonso,
Use Prospero his daughter,
thy brother, was a furtherer in the act.
for now art pinched.
Flesh and blood that entertained ambition,
Expel remorse and nature.
Whom with Sebastian
whose inward pinches are therefore most strong.
would here have killed your king.
I do forgive thee. Unnatural though thou art, their understanding begins to swell. And the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore which now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me. I will disgrace me and myself present as I was some time in Milan. Ariel, I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. To the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there you will find the mariners asleep under the hatches, the boatswain being awake enforce him to this place.
And drink the air before me and return, or wear your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power will guide us out of this fearful country. Behold, Sir King, the Roman Duke of Milan, Prospero.
Whether thou beest he or no, or some enchanted trifle to beat me, I not know thy pulse. Beats as of flesh and blood. And since I saw the affliction of my mind amends, and if it be at all a most strange story, thou dukedom I resign and do entreat, thou pardon me of my wrongs.
You, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I here could pluck his highness frown upon you, and justify you traitors. At this time I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in him.
No. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest fault, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou speakst Prospero, give us particulars of that preservation. How hast thou met us here? For 3 hours since we've been wrecked upon the shore. I have lost how sharp the quick of remembrances, my dear son Ferdinand.
I'm woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says is past their cure.
not sought her help, of whose soft grace for the like loss I have her sovereign aid and rest myself content.
You, the like loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. Know for certain that I am Prospero, that very Duke which was thrust forth from Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked was landed to be the lord on't. Welcome, sir. This sells my court. Here abide few attendants and subjects, none abroad. Pray you, look in. My dukedom since you have given me again, I requite you with as good a thing. Now, at least bring forth the wonder, to content ye as much as me my dukedom.
If this prove a vision of an island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
Though the seas threatened, they are merciful. I've cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father, compass thee about. Tell us how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder. How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. A brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid? With whom was that plague?
She's daughter to the famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I've heard renowned but never saw before, of whom I received a second life and a second father this lady makes into.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become kings of Naples?
I rejoiced beyond common joy, and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Ferdinand find a wife where he himself was lost. Prospero, his dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace this heart. Doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen. What is the news?
We were dead of sleep, and all clapped under hatches, where, but even now, was strange and several noises, of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We were awake straightway at liberty, where we, in all our trim, freshly beheld a royal good and gallant ship. Our master, capering to eye her, on a trice, so please you, even in a dream we divided from them, and brought moping hither. The best news is we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which we brought 2 glasses since, is tight in yard and bravely rigged when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all the service have I done since I went. Is it well done?
Bravely, my diligence. Go, set Caliban and his companions free, untie the spell.
Ow! Get off! Ow! Ow!
If please, the true sight so wearing my head. Here is a goodly sight.
These be brave spirits. How fine my master is. I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these? This misshapen knave. His mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs and deal in her command, without her power. These 3 have robbed me, with this demi-devil bastards, have plotted with them to take my life.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler? And Trinculo's reeling right? How camest thou in this pickle?
I've been in a pickle since I last saw you, that I feared me will never be out of my bones.
You, king of the isle, Sirrah.
I should have been a sore one then. This is a strange thing as I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, Sirrah, to my stand. Take with you companions as you look to have my pardon. Trim it handsomely.
That I will, and I'll be wise hereafter. For to thrice double ass was I, to take this drunkard for a god, and worship this dog fool.
Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, or you shall take the rest for this one night, which part of it I'll wait with such discourse as to make it go quick away. The story of my life and particular accidents gone by as I came to this isle. And in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved, solemnized, and thence retire me to my own land. I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strange to be told. My Ariel, chick, that is thy charge. Then to the elements, be free, and fare thou well. Please, you draw near.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Now my charms all overthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint, now 'tis true. I must be here confined by you. Sent to Naples, let me not, since I have my dukedom got, but pardon the deceiver dwell in this fair island by your spell. But release me from my bands, with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon me, let your indulgence set me free.
Thank you.